Luke, the Passion Translation, chapter 16. Jesus taught his disciples using this story. Once a very rich man hired a manager to run his business and oversee all of his wealth. But soon a rumor spread that the manager was wasting his master's money. So the master called him in and said, "Is it true that you are mismanaging my estate? You need to provide me with a complete audit of everything you oversee for me. I've decided to dismiss you." So the manager thought, "Now what am I gonna do? I'm finished here. I can't hide what I've done, and I'm too proud to beg. I have an idea that will secure my future. It will win me favor and secure friends who can take care of me and help me when I get fired." So the dishonest manager hatched a scheme. He went to everyone who owed his master money, one by one, and asked them, "How much do you owe my master?" One debtor owed $20,000, so he said to him, "Let me see your bill. Pay me now and we'll settle for 20% less." The clever manager scratched out the original amount owed and reduced it by 20%. And to another who owed $200,000, he said, "Pay me now, we'll reduce your bill to 50%. And the clever manager scratched out the original amount owed and reduced it by half. Even though his master was defrauded, when he found out about a shrewd way his manager had feathered his own nest, he congratulated the clever scoundrel for what he's done to provide for his future. Jesus continued, "Remember this, the sons of darkness interact more wisely than the sons of light. Use the wealth of this world to demonstrate your friendship with God by winning friends and blessing others. Then, when it runs out, your generosity will provide you with an eternal reward. The one who faithfully manages the little that he has been given will be promoted and trusted with greater responsibilities. But those who cheat with the little that they've been given will not be considered trustworthy to receive more. If you haven't handled the riches of this world with integrity, why should you be trusted with eternal treasures of a spiritual world? And if you have not proven yourself faithful with what belongs to another, why should you be given wealth of your own? It is impossible for a person to serve two masters at the same time. You will be forced to love one and reject the other. One master will be despised and the other will have your loyal devotion. Your choice between God and wealth of this world is no different. You must enthusiastically love one and definitively reject the other. Now the Jewish leaders listening to Jesus were lovers of money. They laughed at what he said and mocked his teaching, so Jesus addressed them directly. "You always want to look spiritual in the eyes of others, but you have forgotten the eyes of God, which see what is inside of you. The very things that you approve of and applaud are the things that God despises. The law of Moses and the revelation of the prophets have prepared you for the arrival of the kingdom announced by John. Since that time, the wonderful news of God's kingdom is being preached, and people's hearts burn with extreme passion to receive it. Heaven and earth will disintegrate before even the smallest detail of the law will fail or lose its power. It is wrong for you to divorce your wife so that you can marry another. That is adultery. And when you take that one you lusted after as your wife and contribute to the breakup of her marriage, you commit adultery again." Jesus continued, "There once was a very rich man who had the finest things imaginable, living every day enjoying his life in opulent luxury. Outside the gate of his mansion was a poor beggar named Lazarus. He lay there every day covered with boils, and all the neighborhood dogs would come and lick his open sores. The only food he had to eat was the garbage that the rich man threw away. One day, poor Lazarus died, and the angel of God came and escorted his spirit into paradise. The day came that the rich man also died. In hell, he looked up from his torment and saw Abraham in the distance, and Lazarus was standing beside him in the glory. The rich man shouted, Father Abraham, have mercy on me. Send Lazarus to dip his fingers in water and come to cool my tongue, for I am in agony of flames of fire." But Abraham responded, "My friend, don't you remember? While you were alive, you had all you desired. You surrounded yourself in luxury, while Lazarus had nothing. Now Lazarus dwells in comforts of paradise, and you are in agony. Besides, between us is a huge chasm that cannot be bridged, nor can anyone cross from one realm to the other, even if he wanted." The rich man continued, "Then let me ask of you, Father Abraham, please send Lazarus to my relatives. Tell him to witness to my 5 brothers and warn them not to end up where I am in this place of torment." Abraham replied, "They've already had plenty of warnings. They have the teaching of Moses and the revelation of the prophets. Let them hear them." "What if they are not listening?" the rich man added. "If someone from the dead were to go and warn them, they would surely repent." Abraham said to him, "If they wouldn't listen to Moses and the prophets, neither would they be convinced if someone were raised from the dead."